It's Public Health Week, and we're going to be talking about what that entails and what the PA State Department of Health actually does. Also, we're going to be talking about Goodwill Industries. It's all coming up tonight on Feedback. Good evening, I'm Mark Despotakis. Welcome to Feedback. As I said, coming up on tonight's show, it is Public Health Week. We're in the middle of it now here on Wednesday night, and we're going to be speaking with someone from the PA State Department of Health about that. Also, we're going to be talking about Goodwill Industries. So, busy show as always. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Public Health Week after this on Feedback.
Portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Curly Tires. Curly Tires is located on Greenville Avenue Extension in Clarion. They offer a wide variety of tires to meet your car or truck needs. Curly Tire is open Monday through Saturday. Call 226-6657. That's Curly Tire. Phone 226-6657.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Timberland's Restaurant. The Timberland's Restaurant is located near Interstate 80 and Route 68 in the Holiday Inn. The Timberland's Restaurant is open daily 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and from 4 to 10 p.m. Call 226-8.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Pizza Pub. The Pizza Pub is located at 1306 East Main Street in Clarion and offers radio dispatch delivery. Call 226-8721. The Pizza Pub is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Phone them at 226-8721. When other stations are showing their boring programming, only one station is bringing news coverage closer to home.
Now, so you'll hear first on 5.
Every Tuesday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m., join the area's news leader, TV5 News. Tune in for the latest in local, regional, state, and national news. Plus, with our newspaper exchange partner, the Clarion News, teaming up to bring news coverage closer to home every Tuesday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m.
Welcome back to Feedback. I'm Mark Despotakis. As promised, in this segment, we're talking about the Pennsylvania State Department of Health, and joining me from there is Elaine Bigley, a registered nurse from the State Department of Health. Here, you work here in
Clarion State Health Center.
Okay, what's the difference?
Applewood Center.
And what exactly goes on there?
We are right within the community in Clarion County, and then the Pennsylvania Department of Health, of course, covers the whole state of Pennsylvania, and we are a small segment of that.
So you're like the franchise
of
the big thing.
Yes,
so then you in charge of the local portion?
I am a community health nurse there, and I'm in a staff position there.
Okay, so what does that entail?
Okay, basically I'd like to tell you tonight a little bit about what our mission is with the Pennsylvania Department of Health.
Okay.
We are in a leadership role as far as health matters are concerned, and we also promote healthy lifestyles and within the community and the individual and the community as a whole, and we also are involved with disease and injury prevention.
Okay.
And I'd like to elaborate a little bit on both of those.
Sure.
And what I'd like to tell you about first is some of the direct services that we have to offer as far as the local community is concerned in Clarion County. And those direct services include immunizations, and those are to both adults and children in all age groups. And there are selected immunizations that we give. Some people have heard of our Well Baby Clinic and our baby shots. Those are old names, but now we just call it Immunization Clinic. And we ask that you call for an appointment if you are interested, because we have some selected immunizations that we give, and we can tell you whether or not those are available. We also provide HIV antibody counseling and testing for AIDS, and that is done free of charge, and it's done in a confidential or anonymous manner, and we ask that you call for an appointment for that when you come in. And we also get involved in reportable disease follow-up. For instance, if you had a case of salmonella disease and it was reported to us, we would call you on the phone, and we would do follow-up with you to explain your disease to you and ways that you could prevent transmission to other people. So that's another important aspect. And we also are involved in lead poisoning prevention, childhood lead poisoning prevention, because lead poisoning can be very serious in children and cause physical and developmental delays. And in some cases we make home visits, talk with the parents. We also send them educational literature so that they're aware of how they can prevent their children from getting lead poisoning.
So you're not just providing the actual physical, like here's the shot, you're providing some counseling for all those things.
Right. We do a lot of education because our main emphasis is on prevention, so that's where we come from in our jobs. And the other thing that we do is we get involved in a lot of community activities, and that's sometimes a great part of what we do. And we will go to health fairs, and we will provide educational programs there. For instance, the Week of the Young Child is coming up here soon in April, and on April 14th we'll be at the Clarion Mall, and we will have a booth there, and I'm a part of the Prevention Council, the Clarion County Prevention Council, so we will be doing activities with the children and the parents on fire and burn prevention, and also giving them little handouts. We also go to the Family Celebration Day down at Sligo Pool Park and get involved in subjects like sun awareness, and have the children play games down there, educate them on how they can prevent skin cancer, and be aware of what the sun can do to their skin. That's another thing that we do.
So you're doing a pretty diverse range of education things.
Right, and it's very interesting and wonderful to be able to mix in with the community and provide this education on an individual as well as group situation. And we do group programs too, community education programs. As speakers, we will come in and speak on public health matters.
So if someone wants to maybe get in contact with you, maybe for an immunization or something, or for you to come out and maybe do a presentation, what's the number? Let's get that out. We'll get it out again later.
The number that they need to call is area code 814-226-2170. Okay,
and we'll get that out again before the break.
All right. And the other thing that we're quite involved with is community collaboration and partnerships. And this is a part of the State Health Improvement Plan. And what we do is gather together as partners with other agencies and community groups, and we form either a formal or an informal partnership. For instance, I am on the Children and Youth Advisory Council. I'm on the Head Start Advisory Council, the Prevention Council, Human Services Council. There are a lot of those on the list. And what we do is we look at health data that's provided by the state on diseases, morbidity, and mortality. For instance, cardiovascular disease is number 1 on our list for Clarion County. Number 2 is cancer, and number 3 is stroke. So we look at these figures, and when we look at these figures, we say, okay, how can we reduce the incidence of these diseases in the county? And what we look at now is behavioral risk factors. For instance, with cardiovascular disease, how can we decrease cardiovascular disease? We can decrease it by changing diet, stopping smoking, more exercise, and those types of things. Then once we formulate the plan, then we need to implement the plan within the community. And the way we do that is to go out and do educational programs. So that's just one aspect of our job, too. We just do a lot of things.
We've been mentioning a few times in the show that it's Public Health Week. Is that across the state, and what is it?
Yes, it is across the state, and there are events planned across the state of Pennsylvania as far as Public Health Week is concerned. And the various state health centers have activities going on, and some of them are also community activities are going on. This is one of my community activities, to be able to come and share with you and also with our television audience, so they are aware of who we are and where we are,
Right.
and how they can reach us. So there are events going on like special exercise events and things like that.
So, and they can call the office and get that information?
Right, and the other thing they can do is they can go to our website, and that's, may I give that?
Sure.
That's www.health.pa.us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's a long one.
Websites.
Right, yeah. Those websites are always long, but they can actually access the website and go and see what activities are going on all over the state.
All over the state. If you're traveling, you can travel.
Right,
during
you could
health
travel.
week.
You could just stop every day during
right,
Public
try
Health
something
Week
new.
and try something new. Yes.
Back to maybe in the county, you were saying cardiovascular disease. Just real quick, maybe what are some tips that we can do to make ourselves less susceptible to that?
Okay, first of all, if you smoke, you can stop smoking. If you don't smoke, don't ever start, of course. There are smoking cessation programs in the county that you can go to. And the other really important thing to do is to reduce our stress. And one of the ways we reduce our stress, whether we're young or we're older, is to just get out and walk a little bit every day, even 15 minutes or a half an hour a day. We can make changes in our diet, too.
Okay.
In those areas.
Pretty much we're out of time, but let's give that number out one more time.
Okay.
What was the number?
The number is area code 814-226-2170.
Okay, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.
We'll be back right after this on Feedback talking about Goodwill Industries. We'll be back.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Carpet Barn. The Carpet Barn is located at 470th Avenue in Clarion. The Carpet Barn is open Monday through Saturday for all your carpet needs. So call the Carpet Barn, 226-7332.
Standing out from the crowd is easy when you stop in at Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. With our newly expanded shoe and accessory department, you're surely to find that special touch to enhance that new outfit. And if you have a fashion question, our experts are here to help. That's Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall, just off Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Sunday from noon till 5.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Fox's Pizza Den. Fox's Pizza Den is located on Old Route 66 in Clarion and offers all-day delivery. Phone 226-5555. That's 226-5555. Fox's Pizza Den is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Phone 226-5555.
Portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Mulligan's Lounge. Mulligan's Lounge is located near I-80 and Route 68 in the Holiday Inn. Mulligan's Lounge is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Call 226-8850.
Welcome back to Feedback. I'm Mark Despotakis. We were talking health. Now we're switching gears a little bit. We're talking about Goodwill Industries. And joining us there is the Vice President of Retail Operations, Guy Robinson. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's start off with maybe give us maybe the dictionary definition or and a little history of what Goodwill is.
Well, a brief 100-year history of Goodwill Industries would be that it was founded in 1902 in Boston by a Methodist minister, Reverend Edgar Helms. And basically he collected clothing and household items from the wealthier sections of town and then funneled them over to the less fortunate individuals or the migrant workers who mended and repaired them, and then the goods were sold or given to these actual individuals who repaired them. And that's how the philosophy of Goodwill was born, a hand up, not a handout. In the decades following, the philosophy spread throughout North America. The Depression era brought a heightened focus on individuals with disabilities, and later economic and social disabilities came into play, and individuals benefited from Goodwill services. Today, Goodwill Industries is international and more diverse than ever, and we cover 182 Goodwill agencies across North America and 46 member agencies in 36 countries outside the U.S. Goodwill Industries is the largest employer of individuals with disabilities in the world.
Wow, that's good to hear.
Our mission still remains the same, is to place individuals into productive, competitive employment through training and vocational services. The largest constituencies of people that we serve are those with vocational disadvantages, which would be welfare dependency, illiteracy, criminal history, and the homeless. And then the second largest group would be individuals with developmental disabilities, such as physical or emotional disabilities or behavioral disabilities. We are private and self-funded. We do receive referrals for individuals that we provide service to from federal, state, and local government. But primarily, the revenues generated to support our mission are achieved by the sale of donated goods in our retail store operations.
And so let's talk maybe about what you're doing in this area. How big of an area are you covering? Is it just Clarion County? Is it bigger than that?
Goodwill Industries of North Central PA covers 13 counties in the north central portion of the state. We cover Warren, McKean, Potter, Tioga, Forest, Venango, Elk, Jefferson, Clearfield, Clarion, Clinton, Center, and Cameron County. Okay. Those are the counties in our territory. We also operate 15 retail operations within those counties, just like the new store that opened here in Clarion on 6th Avenue.
Okay. So then let's talk about what do you want from the community?
Well, basically, we receive donations from the community, and these donations are processed in our retail stores and then resold for a profit that funds our vocational services of providing employment and training opportunities to individuals with disabilities and disadvantages. Over 92 cents of every dollar that we generate through the sale of the retail merchandise in our stores goes directly to fund our mission. Goodwill was rated one of the top 10 charities in the United States according to Money Magazine last year. In fact, I believe it was third. From a retail standpoint, we're looking for quality donations. One thing that we don't do now that the Reverend may have done when he founded Goodwill Industries is we really don't have the ability to repair or mend the merchandise. So if it really doesn't have a value to you, it really doesn't have a value to us, and then it becomes a liability, and actually we have to pay to haul it away. We merely just resell merchandise that has been donated to us. So just as the outfit that you have on, if you may decide that you have outgrown it or you don't like it anymore, you can donate it to Goodwill Industries, take a tax credit for that donation as a charitable contribution, and then we'll resell it in our stores.
So let's talk about what are we seeing down there? You said clothes. What else can we find if we go into the store?
We have a wide assortment of merchandise. We have clothing for every member of the household, from infants all up to adults. We have household items of all kind. We have dishes, pots and pans, glassware, computers, electronics. We're even selling a full line of health and beauty aids, greeting cards, Easter candy that's coming up. Not only do we sell merchandise that has been donated to us, but we also sell merchandise that we have acquired. We purchase goods from major retailers across the country and then resell them in our retail store outlets. We also purchase goods direct from manufacturers and resell them. So you can find brand names in our stores from Liz Claiborne, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, Polo, and the list goes on and on.
And you're getting good deals, I would imagine?
Oh yes, we're getting great deals because they believe in our mission and our cause, so therefore they're passing the savings on to us as they would pass on to any major retailer across the country, and then in turn we can pass those savings on to the consumer. It is truly the bargain hunter's paradise.
So that's how you're getting the funding in. Now let's talk about what you're using the funding for. for some actual training. What kind of programs are you offering, and how can people take advantage of those programs?
Well, people can take advantage of the programs by either contacting their local Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, who refers many individuals to us, or they could call us directly. Our toll-free number is 800-371-1205, or locally in Du Bois it is 371-2821. So either by calling us directly or seeking out a referral through the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, individuals can receive service from us. We provide training and employment opportunities. We operate a number of different vocational services, such as a driver's training program. We have a supported employment program where an individual who may need assistance is provided a job coach and goes out into competitive employment, such as at the local Walmart or the Kmart or any of the powdered metal industries that are around. And they work directly with the job coach in learning the job skills, and then there's a fading process where the job coach then fades away and the employee functions on their own. We have sheltered employment for severely disabled that is overseen by a counselor that teaches job skills and training to those individuals that are kept a close eye on. Okay. We also operate another contract for the state that we operate is the rest areas on Interstate 80, both on the east and west side, and also the way station, and we provide services there through Goodwill Industries and the people that we employ.
Okay. We're about out of time. Can you repeat the phone numbers for us?
Yes, our local phone number is 814-371-2821, and our 800 number is 800-371-1205.
Okay, Guy, thank you for joining us, and get down there and shop at Goodwill. Sounds like you got some good products there. We'll be back after this on Feedback.
This portion of the programming is being made possible through a grant from the Clarion Agway, located along Main Street in Clarion. The Clarion Agway offers a wide selection of lawn, garden, pet, and farm supplies. They also offer a large selection of power equipment. The Clarion Agway is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. That's the Clarion Agway, located at 1130 East Main Street in Clarion. Phone 226-9270.
I hang out with a pretty trashy circle, the circle that helps this circle. It starts when we recycle trash at home. It's completed when we buy products made from recycled materials. Check the label for something called post-consumer recycled content. Then buy the highest percentage of it you can find. Complete the circle.
Call 1-800-CALL-EDF for your free Buy Recycled shopping guide. 1-800-CALL-EDF.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brandy. How would you like to give hope to millions of the world's children? UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund, is saving lives in over 140 countries by providing kids with medicine, clean water, nutrition, and education. With your help, UNICEF can make a huge difference in our world. For more information, call 1-800-FOR-KIDS. Thank you.
Welcome back to Feedback. Just a few more minutes here at the end of the show. Of course, I'm going to use the time to scream and holler about something. I think tonight I'm going to talk about the census. How many of you guys have actually filled out your census? Looks like Pennsylvania is actually in the top of filling out the census. Just looking, USA Today has actually every day been putting the percentages. I think if you go to census.gov, census.gov, you can find out how your state's doing compared to other states with returning the census and whatever. And it's Pennsylvania, just from the other day's papers, at 59%. So well over half. Last week they were just under half. So, I mean, they're certainly doing well. We're certainly doing well, I guess. But a lot of people have been complaining about the long form. 1 in 6 people got the long form. And they're saying, well, this is too personal of information. I don't want to be filling this out. A lot of things like how many bathrooms do you have in your house? Maybe I don't know. I haven't actually seen the form, but there were just a lot of things people were saying. Well, I don't want to answer questions like that. Well, do you realize that this is what I heard this weekend? It surprised me because I've been hearing all this complaining about the census, that the long form this year is actually the shortest it's been in like the last 6 times they've done the census. How about that? So maybe you shouldn't be complaining about it as much. And people are saying, well, what do they need that for? Why is that even important? Oh, it is very important because the census is extremely important in deciding what programs get funded around the country and, you know, how things are done in your government. You always complain about the government. Well, not you specifically, but some people out there, I guess, complain about the government. And this is a way to voice it, that now things can happen to your side. I know you've probably seen some of these census commercials. They're actually kind of silly. That if you fill out your census, you know, your child would be able to get child care. If you saw some of these ads, they are a little bit absurd. But the point is that you need to fill out the census. It's very important to what goes on in our country. It happens once a year. It is not that big of an intrusion on your privacy. I mean, it's once every 10 years. Last time was 1990. Do you even remember doing it in 1990? I highly doubt it. So it's not that hard. You've all received them. And, you know, if you don't send the paper in, they're going to come knocking at your door anyway and ask you all the questions. So if you don't want people to come over and bother you about this, why don't you just fill out the form? You know, and I'm saying this, maybe I'm saying it to the wrong people, because as I said, Pennsylvania, 59% in. It says Philadelphia has about 45% in. I think Pittsburgh was slightly above that. I don't know what the Clarion figure is. But actually, I do believe that if I check the website, they may actually say what it is for the county. I'll have to look into that. You might want to do that. It's www.census.gov. But Pennsylvania doing well, and I hope you guys aren't really complaining about this, because it's part of your public service. You live in this thing. I always preach about how wonderful our democracy is. Well, this is a chance to use it to its fullest. So that's that. Next week, I'm not going to be here. I'm going on vacation for a week. Yay. So it's like I'm about 2 minutes away from my vacation beginning. So of course, I'll report back to you when I get back on how it was being away from Clarion for a week. But next week, we're not going to run reruns. We're going to have someone filling. Mike Markowinski, you may have seen him. He's been on the Friends before. He produces the program. So he'll be in for the next 2 shows on feedback. But that's all I have for you. Once again, thanks to all of our guests for joining us. And thank you for joining us. I will see you in 2, but feedback will return next Tuesday night at 7:30. See ya.